Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Social Slay Show. I'm Heather.
I'm Chauncey, and today we have an amazing guest, a friend of ours for the past 6 years, one of our favorite people, Christina Wilds. Please introduce yourself. Thank you for coming, first of all.
Yes, ladies, thank you for having me. As you said, I've been a part of the So She Slays community for about 6 years now. So, any way that, I can cross promo or just, come onto your platform, it's always an honor.
Oh, we absolutely love having you. You're like an OG to our crowd.
Yeah.
I remember when you first we did a feature collab about you. You have been in the So She Slays streets, they call it, for a long time.
Yes.
You had your own ebook.
Yes.
Okay. And then you were our first mom post on the blog.
Yes.
And now look at you. So yeah, I want to hear everything what's going on.
That's a lot of firsts.
You're our first.
Because you have been with us in such a journey, we've been able to see you as an individual change and morph and welcome in new atmospheres and things into your life. And one of those things is becoming a mother.
I actually use the term mompreneur. A mompreneur, that's someone who's just like a mom, obviously, who has several endeavors that she's a part of. I'm not only just a stay-at-home mom, but I work in media and talent relations. I'm an author. I'm actually a mom writer, kind of, sort of. I write different articles for different platforms, as it relates to motherhood and my journey in motherhood. So it's just a lot of different things that I've discovered are a passion of mine through motherhood and showing other moms and giving, just being an example for a millennial mom. I don't have a lot of mom friends. So I'm the first of I have 2 or 3 mom friends. As far as my inner circle, I'm, one of the few. So just being able to show transparency, full transparency with women, this is what motherhood looks like. This was what my motherhood journey looked like. And, hopefully that resonates with the audience, which it has. It's amazing the feedback that I get and the moms that I get to connect with through this journey.
Not only are you an author and you run a children's book club and you write and you're a mom and you're a wife.
Yeah, and she has self-care. I see your Instagram, girl.
Exactly.
You work out.
Self-care.
Wellness is also a job. And I see
you doing
that.
Oh my gosh.
You're big in Pilates right now, I think, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So I'm making sure that I do work out because yes, self-care, that's the biggest part of motherhood. In order to be a good mother, you have to practice self-care or you're going to lose it.
Well, that kind of brings me to my question,
how do you do all this?
Go ahead, Chelsea. I was there's tons of people gonna watch us and be excuse me, how does she find time?
I'm not a mother yet, but I have a lot of my close friends are mothers now, and we're all in the same age range, and I'm just how do you do it all? So to hear that you're not only a mother, author, wellness, a wife, amazing woman, a friend, a daughter, a sister, everything, how do you do it all, and how? Without going crazy. Please. Okay, be honest. It's strange.
Full transparency. It's tiring, which is why you have to prioritize self-care, because you will be burnt out. I have a schedule. And right now we're actually transitioning into putting my daughter on a schedule. Through the pandemic, she kind of just was going with
her thing.
Yeah, everybody was on
the flow. And she was a newborn, so I now see other moms that have newborns that have their newborns on a schedule, and I'm dang, I probably should have implemented this earlier, because then my burnout wouldn't be as drastic as well. So then my husband and I also do couples therapy. We've been doing it since October. We ended up getting married in December. And one of the things that our therapist recommended was that we have a calendar. Oh. And that calendar has saved our lives, because I did feel, because my husband works a lot more than I do, that my career and everything that I wanted to do for self was getting put on the back burner, fully embracing motherhood. Don't get me wrong, but I love to work and I need that in order to function properly. So I felt like a lot of what was happening was I'm just being a mom. And I love that title, but there's more to life than being a mom. And I know as mothers, especially before millennial moms, mothers got caught up in being moms and
Yes.
pretty much saying, you know what, forget my dreams. I'm just going to be this mother and this wife. I refuse to, because we as women have so much to offer to the world. And if we create the time, we can do it. So the calendar is put in place so that I can do things like this. You know, he has it on his calendar so he knows at 8 o'clock, I have to watch baby Tristan, entertain her so that mommy can go do her thing. Whether it be a Zoom, a meeting, a presentation, Pilates, it all goes on the calendar. So not only does it hold us accountable as a married couple, but it also holds me accountable. And then, of course, there's the other forms of self-care, you know, your mani and your pedi, like that's always
Yes.
me time that I prioritize. When you have a baby, because of course there's single moms out there too who don't have a partner to help them or give them that time away from baby. They might not be able to afford a babysitter and or not want a babysitter because of we're in a pandemic, you know? So I highly recommend a walk. Like, even if it's with baby, you know, babies in stroller, they usually go to sleep in the stroller after long periods of time. So just taking a walk for 15 minutes minimum a day, just around the block. If it's raining, you know, in your building, you know, just getting out of the house and getting that fresh air. I also take long baths.
I love a bath. I love a bath. We spoke to my soul. I love a bath.
It's like I rediscovered baths when I became a mother. I do the Epsom salt or sea salt with tea tree oil. I light a candle. If I want to read, I'll keep the lights on. If not, I put on a nice playlist and I just relax, you know, and I communicate to my husband, hey, I need to take a bath. I think he knows what that is.
He's like, okay, space time, her time.
I need my time. That's right.
Me time. And that's important.
You'd be surprised at how many mothers, especially when they become new mothers in the beginning, how long they go without a shower. Like,
yeah, I've heard that.
I thought it was weird.
I was gonna say I've heard that too, but
and
just
it's so weird to
track
me.
of time.
Yes,
I thought it was weird. I thought I was being a weirdo and funky, but then I talked to an older mom and she was like, "You got to shower?" And I was like, "I did." And she was like, "That's amazing." And I'm like, okay, so it's not weird that moms just go without a shower.
Oh, hey, see, that scares me because like I'm a bath and shower hoochie mama, you can call it. Like I love to shower and I love a bath. So like I know when I have kids, it's gonna be me looking, smelling like dirt and be like, "Hello, kid."
I discovered maybe when she was about 2 months. I got in we were in DC, so we had extra help. My mom was there, right?
Oh, good.
And I was like, "I'm gonna go take a shower." And they were like, "Okay." And I stayed in there for like 40 minutes. And I was like, oh my gosh, newfound glory. Like, this is amazing. So it's little things that you can do, you know, to prioritize that self-care. Even if you don't have the help, even if you don't have someone there to help you. When baby sleeps, sleep is self-care too, you know? So taking that nap with baby, sure. But again, as a mom, when the baby goes to sleep, that's when you choose what you're going to do. Am I going to work right now? Am I going to sleep right now? Am I going to shower right now? Am I going to cook right now? Like when my husband would go to work, he worked 12 plus hour days. So when baby Tristan would go to sleep for her first nap, even if that's 1 o'clock, I started cooking dinner then. So that by the time he got home, dinner was ready and I didn't have to worry about cooking with her in the kitchen. Ooh. So it's like, it's a chess game.
I was going to say, it sounds like one giant puzzle.
It really does.
Where can I fit in all of the things that I need to do?
But I love how you're so transparent with that, because a lot of parents are, thinking like, you see on Instagram, like, oh, it all looks glamorous, but like the idea that you're saying like this is the truth, how you're supposed to do it, gives me like hope and like, like ease of mind when I do have kids. So in that aspect, what is a hard transition for you when it came to balancing a business and creative side of you and also being a mom?
The art of choosing myself first.
Love
And
that.
Yeah, that
I
has
love
to be
that.
hard as a
Preach.
new mother
Preach.
too,
yes,
though. Like,
because
because
mom
that
guilt.
baby goes like ahead of everything most
Yeah.
times.
And I love how you said that, because we don't ever choose ourselves first, especially as a mom. Especially
I don't
our
know very
moms.
many that do.
Yeah, like I know my moms, like thinking about like my moms, my aunts, they would have never said that, because like we are their world, which is true, but you have to choose yourself first. So please, like, go more into that. I want to hear more.
I think the reason why a lot of moms don't is because you fear mom guilt, having mom guilt, because that's a real thing, especially as a new mom. Am I being a good mother by doing this? Oh my gosh, my child should always come first. And you're like, wait a minute, my kid is asleep. I'm about to do what I want to do because she's knocked out. Why am I contemplating if I should start working right now? So choosing me first. And I learned that from another mom. I actually featured her in a blurb in my So She Slays article.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Kim Exum, she's an actress on Broadway. She was the first person that I talked to that told me to put myself first. And she was absolutely correct. And because it's the hardest transition, because you go from literally living your best life, and not that having a child is not your best life, but you go from living your best free life to now having to balance a lot. And if you don't choose you first, you won't be able to be a good mother, honestly. Not that like my mom didn't choose herself first, great mother, but you won't be happy.
True.
And it's okay. You can be happy being yourself and putting yourself first and being a mother. I think it was just taboo back in the day, again, having to be thinking that you had to put yourself on the back burner or your family wouldn't thrive, when ultimately they thrive even more when you're in a great space with yourself.
True.
That's
True.
true.
So that was it, the hardest transition. And then again, being a workaholic almost, essentially, because as an entrepreneur, you're always on go mode. There's never
Stop.
9 to 5, to go to work,
Nope.
9 to 5. Sometimes
Work is every day.
yeah, work is every day, Sunday to Sunday. And
Mhm.
so that moment when it was no longer like, no lie, I was sending an email 2 hours. I had a C-section. 2 hours after my C-section, I was sending an email, and my husband
This
was like,
sounds like us. Heather, this will be us.
I was
Yep.
like, I
This
was
will
like,
be us.
Christina, and I was like, I know, but I have to send this out right now, and then I'll put my phone down. And it was like, no, listen, you're here. She's fine. Let me send this email.
We're gonna be okay. Okay, like, we just
Like, everything's
please,
okay.
Like
please
everybody is
send it.
fine. Everybody
But
has their.
she is good. Okay, let's send
Yeah,
this email.
but then going back to the recovery stage, that's when I had to accept that, okay, Christina, you really actually have to recover. Like, you have to get
Yeah.
yourself together mentally, physically, spiritually before you get back to just going into work. You now have someone that depends on you. Um, Her needs are important. So the transition is the art of putting yourself first while taking care of your child's needs. And it's doable. It's frustrating.
I was gonna say, what's frustrating about it?
Yes, please. No.
What's frustrating is, one, again, that mom guilt. I don't know if I'm always doing everything right. Um, you, my kid just had a cold, her first cold ever.
Oh no.
Mind you, in these times, you're like, a cold? Wait, is it cold?
Like, is it cold? Is it really?
Is it cold?
I don't. Yeah, I'll be freaking out. I'll be
So
losing it.
freaking out, and it's like I can't help her other than how I'm helping her. So it's like, it's frustrating because I don't know if I'm doing the right thing. I've never had a kid. I don't know if and you get so many different different types of advice. Do this, do this, do
Yes.
this, do this. And you're like, I don't want to do that, but should I do this? Like, it's a lot of decision making, and it's frustrating because you don't know if you're always making the right decision. Um, it's frustrating because sometimes you want to be selfish, you know? And ultimately, when you become a mother, you do become, it's okay to be selfish, but you have to be more selfless than you are selfish. I'm drinking non-alcoholic wine now. It's frustrating because I want to drink
It looks
alcoholic
delicious.
wine.
It looks delicious though. It does look delicious. Like,
You know, it's small things. It's like
you gotta change your whole life with this.
you have to
just like
change your
you.
entire life. I actually just had this conversation in therapy earlier about like hanging out. Obviously, safety first, but we just moved back to New York, and a lot of the people that I hung out with prior to getting pregnant, we don't share common interests anymore. My interest as a
Yeah.
mother has changed. Outside of my husband, I don't really have anyone here, you know? So it's like, now I have to find like mom groups, I guess.
How do you manage, like, I guess,
Yes.
dealing with those pressures, like with the other moms, with
Yes.
mom guilt, with, you know, the anxiety of being a mom and getting all this stuff done, but then not being able to do all of that stuff because, say, your child's sick? That sounds like an awful lot of anxiety and pressure.
Yeah, like,
Like, how do you
It is.
navigate?
It is.
Yeah.
I have to take care of myself. And that starts with health wise, mental health and physical health. I think because I do prioritize those two things, it makes it a little easier. And again, therapy. I am very honest and transparent about my anxiety with my therapist. So she sends me exercises and things like that that I'm able to do to kind of help with my anxiety. But I mean, I'm not the healthiest mom in the world. Hear me out. I'm like kind of vegan. Here's the thing. There's a place down the street that sells oxtail pizza. That's the best pizza I've ever had. I'm going to indulge in that oxtail pizza because
As you should, right?
As you
As you
should.
should.
No, and honestly, I like how you have to have, you gotta have your days to eat what you want. Like, you can't be those 100% healthy moms, they low key scare me. Cause I'm like, how are you always so healthy? Because I need to eat a hamburger once in a blue moon. I need my French fries. So to go get your oxtail pizza. Go get your oxtail pizza.
My dad is a nutritionist who literally, my dad juices, like he's been juicing for 20 years at this point. So all of this health stuff is not new to me. My dad has been doing it literally since I was 10 years old. And so, but the one thing he loves is carrot cake and fried chicken. So guess what? I know that if he can live this lifestyle and still find that balance, so can I. So it's important to not be so hard on yourself when it comes to things like what you eat. Yes, be mindful, but so usually I'm usually for the most part pescatarian. Like and even more recent, I don't eat fish as much. I'll just eat the vegetables and the rice or the vegetables and potatoes. Like I'm very conscious of that because I know that it makes me feel a certain way. Don't get me wrong, when I do eat oxtail pizza, I'm more bloated than I do when I eat just my vegetables and rice. So I have to pick and choose when I want to feel that way. But I notice a huge difference in my mindset, in my body, how it feels, how it looks when I do choose the more healthier options. So I make sure I get some form of a juice, like fresh juice every day. To start my day, I intermittent fast. I start eating at 12 and I don't eat past like 9:30. These are just small things that I do that I know that will make me feel better on the inside. And then I journal a lot. I have a prayer journal where like just my prayers specifically. I have a let it out journal where I need to like vent even though I have my therapist, but writing it out as a writer just helps me. And then I read my Bible, honestly. That's another thing that really, and I'm always like, if you look in the back of the Bible, they have the different words like and scriptures as it relates to. So, you know, I look up positive words so that I can, you know, feed my spirit something great to help me get through those days. And again, these are just small things because being in a pandemic, we weren't able to go outside as much as we would have liked. But that's another thing. I find the best adventures to go on that are within CDC guidelines, safety guidelines.
We got already planned out.
Yeah, no, like especially with having a baby, you know, I think it's important. I'm writing a piece right now on how to limit screen time. Because
that's a big thing.
Yes,
that is
like,
such
please let us know so I can read it, because I need that sometimes. I would love to put my phone down instead of working on my phone.
It's a big thing, especially when you are a working mom. It's so much easier to cut on a TV, give her iPad so I can finish what I'm doing, and she's content. But the reality is that's not the best thing to do, which is a part of why we have Tristan's book club. I love reading books to her. That's like our time together. But taking her on adventures. So those are like just little things that I try to do on a daily basis, or at least weekly. I recommend every mom have one day. If you're not able to do the minimum of 15 minutes a day, one day out of the 7 days, you take a day for yourself. There's a neighbor next door that'll watch your kid.
Someone will be there.
If you have a partner, be vocal about that. Like, listen, I have a friend, she's a mom of 5. She'll be 32 this year. Oh no, she just turned 30. She just turned 32 in February. Mother of 5, works 9 to 5, and has like 3 businesses outside of that. Normal mom, not looking for like, you know, the glory. She just is, that's just what she does. And I asked her how she has a set of twins on top of that.
Oh my goodness.
God bless her.
God bless her soul. God, she is God's
oldest
angel.
is 13. Her youngest is 2. Like,
oh, that's a crazy household.
That like gave me anxiety. Like it really gave me anxiety
immediately.
I was like, you said 5, and then you said twins, and then you said 13 and 2, and I was like, and then she works 3 jobs. No, God bless that woman.
I asked her, how do you do it all? You know, and she's a wife. You know, how are you a mother, wife, person? And she said every Friday she treats herself to this one restaurant. She goes in her living room. No one is allowed in the living room when she's eating. And she watches whatever it is that she wants to watch, and she sits there and she enjoys herself. And they know not to bother her during that time.
I love that.
Like, that
boundaries. That's like,
and you have to create boundaries. Like what I'm like, okay, so what I'm basically getting is create boundaries as a mother. Like you still are expected to create boundaries even as a mother, because like you are important too. And I think we forget that, especially like millennials, like as women. Like I'm not a mother yet, Heather's not a mother yet, but we're used to seeing like our moms, like we are the only one in their life, and which is very amazing. We both have amazing mothers, but we have to take care of ourselves first. And like hearing that you said like I take care of myself first, and the idea that your friend has 5 kids, by the way, 5, work, businesses, a wife. Being a wife by itself is, I can't even imagine how people are married. So I don't understand. Like God bless you guys. Like God bless you. I'm not married yet. Like I don't know how people do it as married couple. That's a whole different topic. But God bless everyone who is. But like to do all this, like it all shows me that you have to create boundaries and protect your energy. And I love that. Like you're so transparent about that.
If you don't,
and how beautiful is that though? That like now we are at this phase or this stage in our life where we can actually, you know, speak about these things, because I don't think my mother had this conversation with other moms or even women our age. I don't think they did.
And I love how you're transparent.
My mom had it different because my dad was a stay-at-home dad. So my mom worked and my dad did all the housework and all that. So it was different for her.
She was living. But no, I love how I love how we all have different, like my mom was a single mom for a few years, and then she got married to my dad, and like they both worked, and like my mom was a stay-at-home mom, but she did work. Like she's a real estate agent, so she was able to work from home, but she didn't have these conversations with her girlfriends. Like she didn't have that. They didn't talk about like, oh, you know, in therapy I talk about this. I love how honest we are in this generation that we talk about that we go to therapy and that we are taking time out for ourselves, even though we have kids. Like, they are our world and our first, like, that's quote unquote our bosses. But like, I'm taking care of myself to make sure that my mental health is good, because without having that, like, you're not being good for your kid or anyone else.
You literally can't be, because energy is felt, vibes are, people feel your baby.
The vibes.
Your baby feels your vibes. So I always, even during my pregnancy, if something was frustrating me, I would take a step back to be like, hold on, wait a minute. I am responsible for this life that I'm carrying, and she feels every single thing that I feel. So it immediately taught me how to embrace that, okay, this is making me upset, but not dwell on it, because I am responsible for the energy that she receives as well. Like you said, it's establishing boundaries, but unfortunately, not all moms are afforded that opportunity to set boundaries, because we have single moms, which is why I try to vocalize small things that can help any mother, versus just being like, I'm the mom that has the husband that can help you with my kids, because that's not everyone's reality. Every example that I've given you are things, even taking baby Tristan to the nail salon when she's asleep, like, nap time. I know my kid is going to sleep for an hour and a half. I can go get my nails done, keep her in her stroller, and still get pampered while saying that she's sleeping. So it's just, again, that's something that every mom can do, because every kid has to go to sleep eventually.
Y'all have to take a little nap. Please take a nap.
Establishing boundaries as a mother. Like you said, our mothers didn't. My grandmother had 8 kids as a single mother.
Same.
There were no boundaries.
Nope, not even close.
So I love that, like you said, this generation is just like, wait a minute, we are not okay, and I need to be okay before I can proceed with my day.
Well, that wraps up our episode of the So She Slay Show. Christina, thank you so much for joining us. We really, really appreciate it. Until next time, Slay Nation, we will see you later.
Yes.